It is a worthwhile venture when one chooses to stand far away from ingratitious people. They are like the Bermuda Triangle, always swallowing and not getting filled up. And unless they continue to take from you, you have not done anything for them. One thing is sure, though, an ingratitious person is an armed emotional robber. When a matter is like that, no time should be wasted to attempt to waste time and resources to assist such people. This is why the bill posted as Edo is not Lagos is an ingratitious insult on Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Let us call Let us recall that the Asiwaju had and lifted former Governor Olusegun Mimiko up to become governor of Ondo State to help him grow his southwest outreach. But at then end at the end of the effort, Governor Mimiko floundered and left Asiwaju Tinubu in the cold. He was ungrateful. At the end of the political trip, the Asiwaju helped Olusegun Mimiko embark on, and when it mattered most to the Asiwaju, the former governor chose to work with SY President Goodluck Jonathan than with the Asiwaju, as clearly as pictured. Investing these resources in Olusegun Mimiko was a big loss to the Asiwaju. Mimiko should not have been helped to be governor. It is now about the ingratitude of Governor Obaseki. However, in the above review of that relationship between the Asiwaju and Mimiko, it is very clear how at no point did Mimiko insult the Asiwaju in his show of ingratitude. The same thing cannot be said about Governor Godwin Obaseki, who has taken his own ingratitude to a new level. Governor Obaseki, who is a secondary beneficiary of the political magnanimity of the Asiwaju, having inherited a political dynasty put in place by the Asiwaju. Edo is not Lagos is a geographical fact when the cadastral mapping of the two cities are considered, but referring it to the politics of Edo State and the incumbent governorship, Edo State and especially Governor Godwin Obaseki has the Asiwaju to be grateful to for what Governor Obaseki enjoys today as the governor of the state. Edo may not be Lagos, but the governorship and the incumbent political status quo Godwin Obaseki is currently enjoying was strategically planned in Lagos, sponsored from Lagos, and it took the shape and the image of what Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu delivered. So politically, Edo undeniably smells like Lagos. Now, what did the Asiwaju do wrong, and where did he incur Governor Obaseki's displeasure? Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, a seasoned Democrat, is the only Nigerian politician who committed every needed resources to sustain, deepen, and grow our democracy. He sustained a vibrant and a dreadful opposition polity until it was victory for the opposition parties. Governor Obaseki should not have expected such a democratic to support his attempt to muzzle 14 members of a 26 members Edo House of Assembly. The Asiwaju's offense was in telling Godwin Obaseki that it was wrong to insist on a minority rule in the Edo State House of Assembly. What was it that prompted Governor Obaseki's fears that the Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State did not encounter? Governor Obaseki had a House of Assembly populated by his party men, while Governor Uzodinma inherited an already operative Imo State House of Assembly dominated by the opposition. The question is, how is Governor Uzodinma successfully managing a house populated by enemy legislators when his colleague Godwin Obaseki cannot manage his 26 members house filled with his party men? It shows that Governor Obaseki is unlearned in the acts of governance. Compare him with his Imo State counterpart. The difference in their experiences is very clear. So, like Governor Olusegun Mimiko, Governor Godwin Obaseki enjoyed the continuity of the Asiwaju political magnanimity and was ungrateful. But unlike Governor Mimiko, who let out adding insult to his ingratitude, Governor Obaseki took his to a childish climax by adding insult to his ingratitude against the Asiwaju. Unfortunately, Governor Obaseki was blind to who the Asiwaju is, a a politician who has the right to be insulted, a politician who has grown politically through the insult he has suffered, and the one who he has become through insult from those he outruns. So Governor Obaseki inglorious show of ingratitude and his insult can only raise the Asiwaju's political pedestal than diminish it. But as for him returning to Government House, Benin City, he has lost the opportunity for taking a hard-earned political victory for the Edo people back to their mark of political slavery. Indeed, it is not proper to give the children's bread to dogs, and Asiwaju Bola Tinubu is right to suggest the removal of Governor Obaseki, and come 19 September 2020, he will prove it indeed that politically Edo is Lagos. That is where people are really making mistakes. Because honestly, it's very, very pathetic for this writer to be writing like this. That is where Asiwaju is having problem. They are building people, selecting individuals. They are not building the citizens. They are building people. They select individuals, those who can be, that will be loyal to them. That is why he's picking all of those, and he buys them. Not that he wants to make them something, or maybe he wants to do, yeah, he's doing them a favor. He's doing himself a favor. And by the time people start coming out to be saying, oh, he made this, they are even embarrassing him. They are embarrassing Tinubu himself, because that is not how a country or a state should look like. Let the people decide. Now he's saying that Obaseki has lost the DC. No, you can't say that, because it is not Lagosians. It is not that Asiwaju Tinubu cannot tell Edo people what to do. He can tell Lagosians and other southwest states in the region. He can tell them what to do. He cannot tell Lagosians unless they want to use force. Edo, he cannot. Asiwaju, one thing that these people are, the mistake they are making, you can make all those few individuals like Oshomole, maybe all of those people, maybe he made all of those ones. You can make all of them. Those ones can be loyal to you. But when it comes to the Edo people, that is where they are making mistake. Unless they want to, you leave the people to do the right thing. He has no right to say anything or maybe to impose anybody, because he's making all of those people, in my opinion, he's making all of those people so that they will be loyal to you, so that they will help him in the future. But when we talk about good governance, because we've been saying it since for some days now, you talk about a national leader, and when national issues are there staring at us, giving people problem, does he speak? It's only when it is politics, when it is election, that is when it speaks, and you call that person a national leader. No. It is not done that way. He can, all those people he's making, they will tell you, oh, he made this thing. How can you make people, and you cannot make the entire people? How many people has he been able to lift out of poverty? He can only lift Fashola, Ambode, all those Aregbesola, the present governor, Oyetola in Osun State. All of those is Mimiko that they are talking about. Even if he's trying, maybe if he has hand in installing Obaseki, because all these politicians, you cannot even vouch for them. But this idea of somebody will talk of this thing, because they don't allow the people's voice to be heard. They don't allow the people's wish to come to pass. That is why you'll be hearing he made it. Tinubu cannot go to Edo State and tell, maybe he has his entourage that will listen to him in Edo State. That is why the people are saying Edo is not Lagos, no matter what. You cannot tell. You can tell Lagosians that. That is what is really, really annoying. That somebody will sit down somewhere, and that's why they always say Baba Sokpe. You can't transfer that. It's not possible. It's not possible. And that is why the country is still like, it's still the way it is. See the Lagos they are clamoring for, they are talking about. Lagos is how do I put it? It's in disarray. How can they, I don't even know how these people feel. See the whole place. See everywhere, traffic, no coordination. Everywhere is just zigzag. Traffic is something else. The environment is dirty. No whatever. They are bragging. And, we have gullible people that they can deceive. And those are the people that will be chanting their praises. What are we talking about? Who is he? He can be lord over Lagosians and those who, and I believe he's not all Lagosians, or those he will pick and begin to groom them to become vice president, to become president, to become this, to become that. No. That is not how a good leader is supposed to be. What are the charisma that he has? And when he's talking, forget all this, the society being weaponized with poverty because of money. That's why a lot of people are rushing to him. What can he say? You will speak and somebody will listen. Yes, this guy is making sense. No, that is not the kind of policy we are talking about. And that they love the people that way, because they know that the majority of the people can fall for anything. It irritates me when somebody say they made this person, they made this person, because you don't allow the people to have their say. We know what happened in the last election in Lagos. People were deprived, and they have their entourage going from places to places to destabilize people who were supposed to vote, most especially during the presidential election. And that is the same thing Ezeyamu is being introduced to, whether it's being introduced to because it's working in hand with Kabaka now. Telling those people that Kabaka was introducing to him, these are the lions, these are the whatever, the tigers of the state. And he was even telling them that you have the capacity, what the big men cannot do. You can move from one ward on that day of election, you can move from point A to point B, point C. You can be moving like that. Says who? What are we talking about? And it is the same thing that Oshomole wants to install in Edo State. He wants to be like that. That is just the way it is. We should call a spade a spade. That is just the way. That is what they really want. It's unfortunate. You let Edo people speak. Edo cannot be Lagos. Lagos cannot be Edo City. They have their different mindset, and they have their different way of doing things. You can tell Tinubu can stand and control and tell the Lagosians, majority of the Lagosians, say this is what he wants, and they will troop out. It can't. The same thing cannot be said in Edo State. It's not possible, and that is what Oshomole really wants to do. You can see the way they are embarrassing themselves. Somebody made somebody did not make somebody. What are we talking about? How many people have they been able to lift out of poverty? No, there will be all this shambolic empowerment. Select 5 people, they will give them wheelbarrow, give them a grinding machine. Oh, they have done noble. To them, they have done noble. See the environment. They all go outside the country. They see how it is. It's unfortunate. So guys, let us hear your opinion. Leave your comment below and let's have your take. Wow.